My name is Eton Harris, and I am the owner of Harris Holdings and Harris Builders. We're a third generation construction company. My grandpa started it in the 50s. We were actually one of the largest piling companies in Western Canada. So for years we operated under the name Pile Foundations Limited. So we did everything from the Midtown Bridge, the Disraeli Bridge, large skyscrapers, a lot of bridge building. That was our bread and butter. And then in the 70s, my dad started almost as a side project doing higher end modern homes in Tuxedo. So we still do have an industrial side of the company, but my main focus is the luxury or high-end home division. My brother's my 50-50 partner. And actually my father and my uncle, they're still in the business as well too. So they're still going hard into their 70s. The home building is the fun, kind of sexier side of the business. It has some headaches, but then it also has a ton of rewards. It's extremely interesting. We have a spectacular team around me and my brother. That's been huge for us.
I've been talking at great lengths with some coworkers and kind of people I've met in the industry, how Harris doesn't have your traditional project manager and site super kind of roles. And it's really indicative of like what we're in, this like high-end home, really high-end home business. There's a certain humility that has to be brought to the table out of both of you. There isn't an expert between the two of you. It's really a collaboration on making the project function. The humility comes with there's never a wrong answer, there's never a wrong idea. Just put it out there into the void and see what happens between the two of you. So our projects are wickedly complex. The sequencing, the products, everything that we do on site is not the norm. So you have to come at these things with absolutely fresh ideas. And there's a lot of, not mistakes, but there's a lot of brainstorming that happens. And for it to fall on one person is a lot.
So typically we work in teams. So myself, I would be a project manager, and I have a site supervisor that works with me. And we're usually managing about 3 projects that are in construction at a time. That's what I love about them. Every project is a unique challenge that we're building for the first time. Whereas a tract builder may have built the house 50 times. Each one is a puzzle that needs to be solved.
We had been working with ICF for a number of years, but really finally when we got to know the AMC crew, that's when we really became, I don't want to call us missionaries, but we really evangelize. Yeah, I mean, we do talk to all of our homeowners that we're building for, the designers that we work with, the architects that we work with. We steer them in that direction just because it's just easier product to work with. There's not a lot of guesswork for us. Our crew has become very good at working with ICF. Most of our homes, what we're doing is, if we were conventionally forming a foundation, we'd be wanting to put insulation on the exterior regardless. Yeah. And we don't want to be building frost walls, and so ICF just takes those steps out of it for us.
So because of, and I like to call it bandwidth, there's a certain bandwidth that we can all operate in. How much stress you can put on your body, physically, mentally, all that kind of stuff. And anything in your daily thought processes of construction, anything that you can rely on that this is 100%, I know this is going to work, opens up that bandwidth to take on these actually difficult problem solving. If we didn't have a product like ICF that we can kind of just put a stamp on it and be like, this is the right product. If we didn't have that, some of these higher end problem solvings on finishes and stuff like that would probably take a little bit of a hit because we wouldn't put our mind there. And that's what we're known for, is the finished product, right? And getting it absolutely right. So having products at the start of a project that we really can rely on is very important to us, especially on the pairing of the project manager and site manager. We can just press go and have it going. And during the ICF construction process is now where we do all of our problem solving.
I think it's funny, the ICF side of it, that's usually our easiest portion of the build, because it's so user friendly. Usually for us, the advice I have to give the clients comes after that, where it's, what are we doing with the structural steel, or what you head to the windows, the other portions of the structure or the building envelope. The ICF part is I usually don't have to give much advice at all other than to lead them to it and say, this is how we want to build that, our foundation.
The feedback that we do get is, what are these blocks that just arrived to site? And then we kind of get to explain the process of the ICF, and it's our selling features, it's basically Lego blocks that just stack together, and they find it pretty interesting. And we're able to say, hey, we're doing so many steps in one. We're adding we're forming your foundation, then we're also adding the exterior insulation, and we're also basically building the interior frost wall that the drywall gets applied directly to. So it's almost 3 steps in one that this single block is providing.
We pride ourselves on being cutting edge as possible, as budget possible, time possible. But when we're given the opportunity, we will always try and seek best practices, best products for what you can possibly put into your home. Our clients are demanding of that. Their first and foremost is comfort of their home, where ICF plays a huge role in comfort of a home. Sound attenuation is amazing with ICF. We talked about the thermal massing of ICF and how that takes away that bite of the swing seasons. For our clients, the number one is comfort in their own homes, and I think ICF is a perfect product for that.
We want to give clients both a beautifully finished home and a well-built, just amazing structure as well that's going to last the test of time. We live in a harsh environment. It really makes no sense to put millions of dollars of finishes into a home and build it poorly and not a home that's going to withstand the elements, or to solve that by cranking up the heat or cranking up the cooling all the time. I mean, it's just, there are better ways to build the homes, and there's no point in not doing it. We don't want to build a house that looks stunning from the interior or even from the exterior, but then you realize 2-3 years down the road, I'm living in a lemon. We want our clients to be comfortable. We want them to be happy with their homes. We want them to be beautiful, but we also want them to feel good about the fact that they've built an energy efficient home. They've built a tight home, that the comfort levels are spectacular. So we're always looking as a business and as a builder to find new cutting edge technology. Especially the building envelope side of construction is always changing. We're always kind of learning that what we thought was right 20 years ago is completely wrong. So we don't want to be building the home from 20 years ago that was wrong. So we're always looking, what is the latest science? It's helpful to have AMC to come to and say, you guys are always innovating and coming up with new products. So it's great to come and bounce ideas off of, say, what if we tried this? What if we tried that? So it's good to have partners in the industry that are also passionate about building envelopes and building science.